It's finally official. Tom Thibodeau has just signed a long-term contract extension to remain the Knicks head coach going into the 2027-2028 season. We're going to let you know exactly how much Tom Thibodeau's contract is worth annually and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now and make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. Tom Thibodeau signs a long-term contract extension with the Knicks. This report actually came out a few hours ago. However, what didn't come out, what wasn't released, was the amount Tom Thibodeau is going to be making each year. And even right now, we don't have the exact number, but thankfully, we waited just long enough for Ian Begley to give us the following information about Tom Thibodeau and how much that contract extension with the Knicks is worth annually. According to Ian Begley, Tom Thibodeau's new deal with the Knicks is reportedly worth about $10 million annually. According to Begley, we've seen recently for new head coach deals was those deals approaching $10 million annually. I think Thibodeau's deal is right around there in terms of the amount. Whether it's $10 million a year, $12 million a year, or $13 million a year, it doesn't matter. What's clear is that Tom Thibodeau is going to be our head coach for the next few seasons. We have to lock in and focus because during those next few years, we need to win a championship. But let's go to Adrian Wojnarowski as he broke down the following information about the Knicks extending Thibs. According to Adrian Wojnarowski, the New York Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau has agreed on a 3-year contract extension that'll take him through the 2027-2028 season. A 2-time NBA Coach of the Year, Thibodeau has led the Knicks to consecutive conference semifinal berths. Woj continues here by stating, under Thibodeau, the Knicks were one of 4 teams to rank among the top 10 in both offensive and defensive efficiency last season. Boston, OKC, and Denver were the others. That's great company to be part of. Leon Rose continues a strong summer that includes adding Mikal Bridges, keeping free agent OG Anunoby, and securing Jalen Brunson and Tom Thibodeau on extensions. Shout out to Steph Bondy from the New York Post for giving us this following piece of information as well, too. According to Bondy, sources said that Tom Thibodeau desired a contract extension before last season, but the size never got there. However, this offseason, they definitely did. Thibodeau is our coach of the future. He is going to be set here and helping this Knicks team trying to win a championship. Now, say whatever you want to say about Tom Thibodeau, his coaching, his style, the way he plays certain players above other players, whatever you want to say. Look at where we are right now as a franchise. Look at where we are right now as an organization. Our identity, our defense, how much we were feared on the defensive end last season. And now, with the roster we have, with the head coach we have that we just locked down to a long-term contract, we are going to have even better defense, even more elite defense than we saw last year. The roster we have set up is perfect for Tom Thibodeau. This is the roster that he needs to take this Knicks team to go all the way to the NBA Finals. He deserves it. He was worth this contract extension. He was worth the amount, and he has improved this Knicks team each and every year. And another thing that doesn't get talked about enough, the Chicago Bulls version of Tom Thibodeau, the Minnesota Timberwolves version of Tom Thibodeau would not be able to coach in New York because it wouldn't work. He needed to change. He needed to adapt. He needed to listen. And he started to do all of that. As soon as he took control of the Knicks as head coach in 2020, he started to adapt, to evolve, to change. And now, in 2024, Thibodeau looks like a different coach altogether than that version we saw in the Bulls organization. He helps players now. He helps develop rookies now. He helps players get better on the defensive end. Look at Isaiah Hartenstein. He just got paid in large part thanks to Tom Thibodeau and the defensive schemes that he was teaching him all season long. We have to understand that and give Tom Thibodeau credit where credit is due. He deserves a lot of praise. This Knicks team was one of the worst defensive teams before he came here. Now in 2024, just like Woj just stated, we are one of the best teams, not only on defense, but on the offensive end of the floor as well, too. A lot of that has to do with Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle, but also because of our head coach and the defensive schemes that he implements. The players that have bought in, listens to him, and make sure they understand their role when they're out there so they can contribute and maximize their impact. Thibodeau has done that better than any coach that I remember seeing for the Knicks. Being able to take role players and make them look like they're stars because of how they're being utilized on the floor, Tom Thibodeau has excelled with that. I don't have to remind anybody, when we were dealing with a lot of injuries and we had to play Precious Achiuwa, you guys remember the stories at the time. Everybody was calling Precious one of the biggest steals of the trade deadline because of his impact and what he was doing for the Knicks. The reason he was doing that, though, is because he was getting playing time and playing under Tom Thibodeau, buying into what Thibs was saying. And all of that led to him having a breakout season when he got traded to the Knicks. He wasn't doing that with the Raptors, but he definitely did it with the Knicks. You have to give credit for Tom Thibodeau for that, because he wouldn't have been that player without Thibs coaching this team. One of the highest paid Knicks coaches that we've ever had. One of the best Knicks head coaches that we've ever had. He's going to be making the money that he deserves for running this organization the right way, running this team the right way, making sure they're buying in, they're conditioned well, and they know what they need to do to get to the end of the season, the postseason, and to win a championship. That's the ultimate goal. Like Woj stated, Leon Rose has cooked all offseason long, making the right moves, making the right trades, and making the right extensions. We got Jalen Brunson for a bargain. We got Tom Thibodeau for a bargain. We re-signed OG Anunoby, and we got the final piece in Mikal Bridges. Look at this team. Look at this roster from top to bottom. We are stacked. When you look at us, if you're an opposing team, you're scared. You're fearful. But if you live in New York and you're looking at this team, you're excited. You're hype. You can't wait for preseason. You can't wait for the regular season. You can't wait to see what one of the best teams in Knicks history is going to do. And newsflash for you, spoiler alert, they're going to run through the entire league and have one of the best records in the entire NBA next season. Book it. They're going to be one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference next year. Book it. And they are going to go toe-to-toe with the Boston Celtics, likely in the Eastern Conference Finals next season. Book it. You can say I'm jumping overboard. I'm going off the end. But you know what? I think about it as I'm looking at everything in play right now. Our roster, our team, the players that we have, and the championship run we're about to embark on. If you're not with me on this run, don't worry. When the Knicks start running through the league next season, you can come on board, because that's where we're headed to. All the way up to a championship. And Tom Thibodeau is going to be leading the way. He deserved this contract extension. He deserves this money. And he deserves to see what he started, what he helped create. This Knicks team, he deserves to see it through. He deserves that championship as well, too. And I think next season, the Knicks have one of the best chances in the entire league to give it to him. But what about you guys? What do you think about the Knicks extending Tom Thibodeau to a contract extension that's worth about $10 million annually? Let me know in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.